Swadika, thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88, and on NBT World. It's a Thursday, and the date is March 12th of 2015. And you're with me, Sandra Hanutsaha. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story for this episode, the Prime Minister yesterday chaired a meeting with the 5 main reform bodies of Thailand as each entity detailed its work progress at the forum. Prime Minister and head of the National Council for Peace and Order, or NCPO, General Prayut Chan-o-cha, held a meeting with the so-called 5 Rivers of Reform, which comprise the Cabinet, the NCPO, the National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, the National Reform Council, or NRC, and the Constitution Drafting Committee, or CDC. The meeting was held in order for the 5 entities to deliver a progress report on their respective duties. The NRC delivered a progress report on important reform efforts, including the laying of groundwork for the country's reform direction. Meanwhile, the CDC indicated it has completed the first draft of the Constitution, consisting of 315 sections, and delivered an analysis on political institutions. The NLA delivered the results of its visits to local residents and state officials in the southern border provinces to hear their various concerns and requests. The NCPO and the Cabinet delivered a report on national security and their implementation of emergency policies, such as the aiding of residents affected by the drought and the smog situation in the north. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has not made any special demands of the National Legislative Assembly during the week's meeting of the 5 main agencies responsible for the reform of the country, according to NLA President Phonphet Vichit-Cholachai. Mr. Phonphet said the 5-way meeting went smoothly and no specific mentions were made by the Prime Minister regarding the work of the NLA, as General Prayut only asked the agency to continue working hard. According to the NLA President, the agency will, in accordance with the existing work plan, now switch the focus to working on ancillary laws. Mr. Phonphet noted, however, that the draft of the new Constitution is still not final, and relevant agencies may still request its amendment. The National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, has heard the closing statements from both sides in the case to impeach 38 former senators over their attempts to amend the Senate Origins Bill under the previous Constitution. NACC Commissioner Wichai Wiwitsewi delivered the plaintiff's closing statement, affirming the Commission's thorough and credible investigation of the case. He concluded that the senators had secretly changed the contents of the bill throughout the various stages of deliberation, abused their constitutional power, and violated ethical practices. Mr. Wichai said this misconduct was grounds for impeachment and that the NACC had ample evidence to substantiate its claims. Representatives of the senators who delivered the defendants' closing statements denied all accusations and claimed that the impeachment case was unlawful, as the NACC has violated court procedures pertaining to the presentation of case files and the impeachment of politicians. The NLA will vote in a secret ballot today on whether to impeach the 38 former senators. 132 out of the 220 votes, which is a rate of 3 out of 5 members, are required for the impeachment motion to pass. The National Reform Council's committee in charge of media reform has agreed to review calls for the implementation of new measures to promote work ethics of members of the press. Vice Chairperson of the NRC's Mass Communication and Information Technology Reform Committee, Sukanya Sutbantat, on Wednesday met with Tape Chai Yong, Chief of the Media Sector's Working Group for National Reform. Mr. Tape Chai submitted to Ms. Sukanya a letter asking for the introduction of mechanisms to better govern the works of journalists and members of the press. Mr. Tape Chai has suggested that such mechanisms are to allow press media freedom to work while being accountable for the consequences of what they do by focusing on the promotion of ethics and the setting up of a mass media council, which will not only support and watch over all members of the press, but also help the public understand the work of journalists. Minister to the Prime Minister's Office, Mamlong Banatadisakun, has asked local residents in Chiang Mai to use water sparingly due to severe drought this year. Mamlong Banata inspected a sluice gate on the Bing River in Mueang district of Chiang Mai on Wednesday to see the progress of a relief program for residents who are affected by drought. He expressed no concerns on the current situation because the amount of water contained in key reservoirs in the province was still adequate for the need of the locals. However, he said the residents should help save water by using it wisely before the situation exacerbates. Thus far, 169 villages in 8 districts have been declared drought disaster zones. More than 30,000 households are facing severe water shortage, while the lack of water has caused damage to over 10,000 rai of agricultural area. In a bid to make the lives in Thailand trouble-free for foreigners, the Office of the Prime Minister has launched 2 hotlines to handle international tourists and residents' complaints. According to Minister and Permanent Secretary of the Office of the Prime Minister, Mamlong Banatadisakun, the hotlines are the latest effort of the government and the National Council for Peace and Order to extend assistance to foreigners living in and visiting the kingdom. Several agencies already have their own units tasked with facilitating and helping people from foreign countries. However, the fact that these agencies work independently has led to their having to do duplicate jobs. The Office of the Prime Minister has, therefore, decided to launch special hotlines, which are 1155 and 1111, to receive and follow up on the complaints of foreigners in Thailand. Those wanting to notify police of emergency cases may call the Tourist Police Division's hotline at 1155. The government's hotline, 1111, which is linked to different state and independent agencies, will be responsible for general complaints. Interpreters will be on hand to facilitate callers. The service is available around the clock. The Thai-Chinese Joint Executive Committee on Agricultural Product Cooperation has met for the first time on rice and para-rubber deals between Thailand and China. 2 million tons of rice will be sold to China from 2015 to 2016 at the market price. Commerce Minister Chachai Sarikalaya said Thailand and China agreed to set up 2 committees responsible for the MOUs on rice and para-rubber deals they had signed earlier. China will buy 200,000 tons of rubber from Thailand. The minister also expressed his confidence that China would buy more agricultural products from Thailand, aside from rice and rubber, and more agreements would be signed. The second meeting of the Thai-Chinese Joint Executive Committee will take place on the 6th of March this year in Beijing to conclude the signing of all their rice and rubber deals, as well as the framework of the double-track train investment. The Department of International Trade Promotion, or DITP, expects the Furniture Fair, or the 19th Thailand International Furniture Fair, or TIFF, to generate 360 million baht of cash flow. According to DITP Director General Nantawan Sakuntanak, Thailand exports 5 groups of furniture, namely wooden furniture, furniture parts, metal furniture, bedding, and others. Among them, wooden furniture boasts the highest export volume. The export volume of Thai furniture in January was worth $84.4 million and is predicted to grow by 5% this year, amounting to $1.2 billion, the Director General added. The largest volume of furniture is exported to Japan, followed by the United States, ASEAN nations, and Europe, respectively. The TIFF is an annual international event that boasts over 200 famous brands of furniture. Already underway, the TIFF, held under ASEAN's Smart Living theme this year, will be held until March 15th from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. To the world at large, it's Thai food and fashion that distinguished the country. Thai food has found favor everywhere, and fashion, already thriving at home, is now being promoted to carry modern Thai style to all corners of the world. Kun Banot Sisinsap has the report.
World of Fashion gathered at Siam Paragon on Monday to promote the latest in the Thai world of fashion and design. The industry event was focused on the support being offered to design professionals by the Department of Industrial Promotion and ranged from women's high fashion through to vibrant accessories.
Looking at all the beautiful designs here, it's made from Thai fashion designers. And all the products used to make this bag is all sourced within the country. And this is all through the support of the Department of Industrial Promotion.
The Thai fashion industry has long benefited from the abilities of talented designers and growing international support for distinctive Thai fashion. The value of Thai fashion exports already brings in billions of baht every year, and the industry hires about 2.2 million people. With the potential market greatly increasing under ASEAN, the Department of Industrial Promotion of the Ministry of Industry is working to develop a comprehensive strategy for the Thai fashion industry. Value creation starts with the supportive product development program, which leads to the development of a supply chain at both the manufacturing and business stages. The fashion industry offers expanding business opportunities both domestically and internationally, as seen at the latest D-Space, Thailand Fashion Design Brands developed by DPI, which was embraced by the nation's key designers and promoters on the 9th of March 2014 at Siam Paragon, Bangkok.
The activity today is to promote the program of the Industrial Promotion Department at Ministry of Industry. There are 2 activities. The first one is to develop the productivity of the industry, and the second one is to develop products and brands, especially in order to strengthen our brand to enter into the ASEAN market. For example, last year we tried to promote the fashion area such as Chatuchak, Siam Square, Patu Nam, Bang Lampu, and Sukhumvit areas, so that entrepreneurs in the fashion industry in those areas, they can come together and to learn how to work together to promote the products, develop the product. At the same time would help them to become more competitive.
Today's D-Space event highlights just how much assistance is being offered to new and innovative Thai designers in all fields of fashion.
They should contact the Department of Industrial Promotion, not just designers, but also the entrepreneurs, those who have a small business, and if they would like to improve their competitiveness. For example, in the area of management or product design, they can come to our Department of Industrial Promotion, talk to our staff to see whether they can join any programs that we have, because we have so many activities to help the local industries.
ปนดศรีสินทรัพย์ NBT World
Thank you to Kun Pano for that report. And these days, we expect to find cinemas in Thailand on the top floor of a mall. But decades ago, Thailand had some wonderfully elaborate standalone cinemas that unfortunately are not in great shape right now. However, there is one foreigner who is trying to make a difference. And NBT World correspondent Joel Gershon has the story.
Decades ago, elaborate standalone cinemas were commonplace in Thailand. They were a place where people took buses to go to in order to congregate and enjoy the entertainment in fancy air conditioning palatial settings. But as the years went by, cinemas became modern and relocated to big shopping malls, and the old movie theaters have mostly been abandoned. Philip Jablin is an independent photographer and researcher who has lived in Chiang Mai for years. He grew interested in the old cinemas, and he has dedicated himself to documenting the cinemas and has led a campaign to raise awareness for these once important venues called the Southeast Asia Movie Theater Project.
They were one of the most important places in the city, and that's reflected in the architecture. I mean, they're huge. The details of the architecture is very beautiful. So you had the movie theater, you had temples, and you had schools, and these were like the three important places, the three most important places around. I had no idea that Thailand had this movie-going history. I thought, oh, well, shopping malls were built, and with the shopping malls came the multiplex theaters, and that's how the cinema industry in Thailand developed. But really, it's a very deep history, a very long history, and a very important social history. And so when I started to discover this, I decided, well, I want to document this. I want to make sure that there's a record of it, because it's being forgotten.
Philip's passion is so great that he was called upon to deliver a public speech in Chiang Mai at the well-attended TED Talk, which is a popular public event that takes place around the world.
Into the past, present, and future of Southeast Asia's standalone movie theaters. But before I start that, I'll give you a brief definition of what a standalone movie theater is, because not everybody knows. These are special venues. They should be used for special events. Film festivals, movie premieres, historic films, concerts, TED Talks.
It's not just Thailand that Philip is interested in. He also tries to document cinemas in other countries.
You can tell the cultural differences throughout ASEAN, throughout the countries in ASEAN, by looking at their movie theaters. You can see the different influences which entered society, which influenced the architects and how people thought about building movie theaters and other kinds of buildings as well.
So if you're interested in what Philip is doing, you can follow him and reach out to him on his website, seatheater.blogspot.com.
And that is the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Before we have our quick break, here's a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. Third core value, being grateful to parents and teachers.
Huh? Don't you get it? I don't need you anymore. Enough. We're through. There's someone else in my life.
Say no to the past. Bring your own bag. Say no to plastic.
NBT World, a 24-hour English language television service operated by the National News Bureau of Thailand, or NNT, is designed to bring the most reliable information about Thailand to the international community. NBT World is available on various platforms, including via C-band set-top boxes, GMMZ Channel 202, PSI Channel 272, and a live stream on thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. You can also follow us on facebook.com/NNT News or download the PRD News EN application on your smartphones. NBT World, a vision of Thailand.
Welcome back to Newsline. Bangkok Governor Ratchapong Sukhumpan Boripat has presided over the opening ceremony of the third ASEM meeting of governors and mayors, or ASEM MGM, which got underway in the capital city. The meeting brings together governors and mayors from more than 50 Asian and European countries who will share their experiences of and views on urban development, innovation, and solutions to city management problems on the theme ASEM Goes Local, Innovation and Regeneration. The four main topics are disaster management, response to the impact of environmental issues, traffic and transportation management, as well as tourism management and cultural diversity. Bangkok delegates are expected to talk about the city's flood management, which includes the construction of a giant tunnel and levee system, piping system improvement, and the implementation of environmental projects initiated by His Majesty the King. The three-day ASEM meeting of governors and mayors is being held between March 11th and 13th at the Plaza Athénée Bangkok Hotel. And in other news, Saudi Arabia has recalled its ambassador from Stockholm, the Swedish Foreign Ministry said on Wednesday, deepening a diplomatic row between the two countries over Riyadh's record on human rights and democracy. Sweden said on Tuesday it would cancel a long-standing defense cooperation agreement with Saudi Arabia. The controversial move followed Riyadh's decision to block a speech which was due to be given by Swedish Foreign Minister Margot Wallström to the Arab League on Monday, March 9th in Cairo. Wallström's spokesman said the reason given for the recall of the ambassador was the same given by Saudi Arabia in blocking Wallström's speech in Cairo. Sweden's criticism and statements which have been made about human rights and democracy. In February, Wallström told Parliament that Saudi Arabia violates women's rights and criticized the flogging of human rights activist and blogger Raif Badawi. She also called Saudi Arabia a dictatorship. The cancelled agreement, which includes military systems, training, and transfers of technology, netted 4.8 billion crowns or 561 million US dollars between 2011 and 2014. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. For any comments or suggestions that you may have, email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook by typing in NNT, and you can check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. We're saying goodbye with some footage of a wild wolf spotted roaming around in the north of the Netherlands. I'm Sandra Han at Saha for Newsline. Have a great day. Sawadee ka.